Hello and welcome back to the continuation of the Goodbye 2020 downhill from Sylvain Woods Raceway. We had 22 cars enter and we are in the yellow block finals. I'm Cale Trickle and I am joined by my partner, the man who doesn't understand why there's jumbo shrimp, Senior Junior the Third.
That's right, Cale. They're an oxymoron. They just shouldn't exist.
With that, we're going to look at the drivers in today's Yellow Block Finals. Stella from House of Hounds Racing, Steve 1 from Smack Racing, Sergeant Rush the newcomer from Spaz Racing, and your points leader, Senior Discount from Ogre Racing. We're going to take a look at some of the highlights of these drivers from past races, and we're going to start with Stella. She had 2 wins and a 2nd place in her division heats.
That's right. Stella is often one of the faster cars out there. Her biggest problems are those turns. She tends to lose control in them, and she just can't regain her composure coming out of them.
Yeah, that's a problem when you can't regain control down those straightaways. You start hitting off everything. We're going to look at Steve 1 next. What's your take on Steve 1?
Steve 1 has the same problem as Stella a lot. He likes to come in those turns very hot, tends to lose control, but unlike Stella, he's a driver that really knows how to regain control of his car and take his advantage coming out of those turns.
Yeah, Steve 1 is very fast, and speaking of very fast, we're going to take a look at the newcomer, Sergeant Rush. What's your take on this newcomer there, SJ?
Sergeant Rush is one to watch. He is a youngster in this series, but he tends to make a lot of risky moves to prove to those older guys that he's the next generation coming up. He's been battling all day with Senior Discount, and they meet once again here in Yellow Block Finals.
Yeah, Sergeant Rush is very fast. He reminds me of you taking those chances. And finally, Senior Discount. What is your take on this veteran?
Senior Discount. He's the veteran of this division. He reminds me a lot of me, except for one thing. He ends up winning a lot more. He's a guy who knows how to stay patient, uses his speed, and lets others make mistakes behind him.
Yeah, he's the wily veteran that shows those youngsters exactly how it's done. He is fast, but calm and composed at the same time. What's your take on today's races? Who's your favorite?
Well, I gotta stick with the old guy, Senior Discount. But you know who's gonna be watching this race closely? It's gonna be Cam Goodyear. He sits on the bubble to get into the finals with 11 points.
Stella starts with the pole here in heat number 1 with Steve 1 on the outside. We're setting up for a great day of racing. Stella with a great push from Senior Discount. Here we come down the 2nd straightaway into turn number 2.
Steve ends up on his roof.
Senior Discount moves around. Stella into the final turn, and it is Stella followed by Senior Discount and Sergeant Rush.
Yeah, let's take a look at this replay. As you can see, Steve 1 comes into turn 2 with a lot of speed, can't handle it. Senior Discount, being the veteran he is, able to get around that wreck fairly easy.
Yeah, that was a great move by Senior Discount to get around there. Steve 1 on his roof, that wily veteran. Will that pay dividends later, being able to avoid that accident? In heat number 2, it is Steve 1 on the pole with Sergeant Rush on the outside. And they're off, and Senior Discount blows a tire. He is done for this heat. Into the 2nd straightaway, Sergeant Rush will pull ahead.
Oh my goodness! Oh, and Steve, Stella.
What chaos! Stella gets through it all for the win.
Let's take a look at a replay of this, Cale, and see exactly what happened. As you can see here, coming in out of turn 2, it looks like Rush hits the inside guardrail, flips over both of them, hits in reverse, keeps pace. Steve 1 barrel rolls around Stella. Stella able to get around both of them.
Yeah, what a great save by both Sergeant Rush and Steve 1. Stella able to avoid it all and wins that heat. I've seen you barrel roll like that before, but never landed on your 4 wheels.
I was never lucky to finish a race barrel rolling my way through it.
After 2 heats, it is Stella with the lead as she's won both of them. But nobody's out of the picture yet into heat number 3 with Sergeant Rush on the pole. And Stella blows a tire coming out of the starting gate. Here we go with Sergeant Rush and Senior Discount neck and neck.
Oh, Steve ends up on his roof again out of turn 2.
He could not handle turn 2. What a great drag race here to the finish between the wily veteran and the newcomer. We are going to have to take a look at that. Here we come down to the finish. It is Senior Discount teaching that newcomer a lesson just by a little bit.
Let's see exactly what happened here to Steve 2 coming out. Steve 1, sorry, his brother's not in this. Coming into turn 2, hits the inside wall, ends up flipping. It's been a rough day for Steve 1.
Yeah, he's had a lot of issues with that turn number 2. Here we are into heat number 4. Cam Good, you're watching closely as we finish up today's racing. It is Senior Discount on the pole, being pushed by that newcomer, Sergeant Rush. What a great start by both of them into turn number 1. Senior Discount with the big lead, but it is Stella who pulls into second. Here we come down the straightaway. Senior Discount putting the blocks on. And it'll be Senior Discount, followed by Stella.
As we can see here in this replay, Stella is making a big push coming into that final turn. Senior Discount sees it coming and puts a stop to it. Able to get her up onto the inside wall, or the outside wall, my correction, and is able to hold off for the victory of the final race today.
With that, Senior Discount and Stella were able to tie with 12 points, which means they are both going to move on. Cam Goodyear unfortunately will not move on as he did not gain enough points to be the top point scorer outside of the finals winners. In the finals, we will have Senior Discount, joined by his teammate Alf Milan, Lieutenant Surge, and the top point getter that did not win their finals race, Stella. We thank you for joining us today. For my partner, Senior Junior the Third, I'm Cale Trickle, and we'll see you down the track.